theory. In this video, I'll be going over my scripts used in question or assignment 3, and I'll be explaining each of them and then giving myself an overall performance out of 10. Let's get into it. For the first one, okay, you asked to run a script called question 1, your name bash, A, B, C, D, and then show the output. So using what you gave me, I ran this command and then you asked to explain it. So in this, it does for the arguments provided, A, B, C, D, do echo and then done. So it will provide for each provided argument, it will print it out on a new line because no dash n was provided, so it's not on the same straight line, so it just prints it out. So on to the next one. Redesign the script in such a way that if you call script1.bash file 1, file 2, and file 3, then it will check whether file 1, file 2, and file 3 exist. And I did that using if the argument is 0, then echo error, provide a proper argument, and then for file, whatever the name is, do if echo, then it will check the word count inside of the echo file, else file does not exist. So it will search for the file, and if the file does not exist, then nothing will happen. If the file does exist, it will check the word count inside the file, because word count here, it will calculate the word count inside of the file provided. Next, this is just me showing you how it works. And then you told me to run the following script. All I did was print this line is of each file of the data.txt file. This file will read each of the lines. Yeah, you can read it if you want to. Okay, so you asked me to redesign the file so that instead of data.txt, any file you taken as an argument will have the same effect. So I did input file equals to 1. So it will hold the input file. If there is no input file, then file at whatever name does not exist. If it does, it will read the input of the file, and for each line it will say input line is equal to input, and this is the name of the file, and then it will refer to any arguments put into the file, whatever it holds up here, and then it will refer to the whole thing in this. And that's me using it. I used the file that didn't exist, so that's what it printed. And then I made an actual file called my file, and then I referred to that as the argument, and then this was the line I inputted into the file, and that's what it said. It gave me, it referred to this file. Next question. Using the filter sed, grep, and awk, develop a shell script which displays IP addresses, specifically these ones. So in this, I just took the argument of whatever file type you wanted, and then I used if statements to check which you were looking for, and if it equaled it, I would. Okay, so for this one had multiple, so I had to do multiple outputs. So for the first output, I would awk, and then I would look at the second line and print the second field, and then this one I would do the 11th line, second field, and then I would print out each line, each command, and say this is the address 1 and this is the address 2. Else if it did not equal inet 6, then it would do print out this following command, line 3, field 2, then I would print that one out. Else if it was equal to net mask, I would look at command 1 and make command 2, and then look at the second line, 11th line, 4th fields for each. Then I would refer to this command, the output of this command in this line, and then if it was equal to broadcast, I would refer to this command and the output of that command and address it here, saying this is the address. And if none of these, where is it? If it wasn't broadcast, if it wasn't netmask, if it wasn't inet or inet6, I would just say unrecognized IP address at whatever you would put in. So here's how it works. inet, if you call inet, it will give you both addresses. If you call inet6, it will give you the address. If you call netmask, it will give you both of the address. If you call it broadcast, it will give you the address. If you call it's nothing, it will give you didn't put anything, so unrecognized IP address. If you put E is unrecognized IP address because there's no FKs for it. And then you said redesign the part A using control case structure. So this is how I did it. Hopefully you guys can see most of it in here. So if the arguments were equal to 0, then error, no argument provided. If it was equal to 1, error, or greater than 1, I mean, error, too many arguments provided. And then it would hold the type of argument you put in. Sorry. And then it will hold the argument you provided. And then cases in inet. So if what you put in was inet, it would print out both of the commands, or create both of the commands and print them out. If it was equal to inet6, it would create the command and print out inet6. If it was equal to inet, or netmask, I mean, it would create the following commands and then print out both of the outputs. If it was equal to broadcast, so on. And if it was equal to anything else, it would say unrecognized IP type, and it would exit the program. This is how it works. So it basically works same thing as the other one, but it's just structured differently. And then for question 4, I forgot exactly you asked me, but oh yeah, you are in a interview and you are asked to design a script which creates the following directories: y2020, y21, and so on, and 4 files in each directory. So I know mkdir creates directories and touches for the 4 files. So I just, for year in sequence 2020 to 2025, do mkdir for the year, whatever the sequence is at. So it will create a directory for this sequence, then touch same sequence, season 1, season 2, season 3. Then it would reiterate to y, and the y is because of this, and it would reiterate to y1 and do the same thing, and then y2, and then do the same thing, and then y3, and so on until it was done. This is how it works. I treat it, and then you could see the output is 2020, each of the files, 2021, each of the files, 2022, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I feel as though there were plenty of challenges during the creation of this, or the completion of this assignment, and I had some hard times with some of the syntax and the way you're supposed to format each of the if statements, and because it's basically like learning a new language. It took me some time to do the same with C, but after a while of practice and uses, you get to memorize and understand fully the workings of the language, and same goes for scripts. And out of 10, I would give myself a 10 out of 10 performance, because I believe I did a good job and I persisted even though I had hard times and difficulties. So I would give my performance rating out of 10. And yeah, bye-bye.